guys, my name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you my Purrely deck profile. This deck has been a lot of fun. I play it for casual at my local game stores. I will state that this deck has a lot of room to where it can be integrated into either Genesis or into a competitive setting. You just have to pay attention to how you're playing the deck. This deck does have a lot of capabilities of being mixed in with other things such as Snake Eye, Mimigul, other things as well, just because of the level 1 access, also with the capability of just being able to be utilized in many different ways. This deck has seen various different builds. I've seen where some people have built it with Snake Eye, Yummy, and several other things as well, to basically just give it their own kind of play style. While you do not have to follow this deck play style at all, or just this deck build pattern at all, I do recommend at least taking a look at it because it does give you an idea, as this deck does build off purely, well, ironically, Purrely, its spells and its main level 1 monsters. This deck does enjoy the capabilities of making a big towers monster, so you can really interact with your opponent. It also does give you the extra negations, interruptions, free draw, and just absolute powerhouse that this deck once was and still is. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into our main deck, and I'll give you guys a little bit more information. So for our main deck, of course, we're going to start off with 3 Purrely. If this card is normal or special summon, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, add 1 excavated Purrely spell or trap to your hand. Also place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Once per turn during your main phase, you can reveal 1 Purrely quick play spell in your hand, special summon 1 Xyz monster from your extra deck that mentions that card. By using this card you control as a material, and attach the revealed card to the summoned monster. This is treated as an Xyz summon. So basically, by utilizing the Purrely monsters, you can go into your rank 2s, which are the other Purrely monsters, using the spells as well as materials. Each of those spells will give you an extra additional effect, which can further help your play. Now, that isn't the only Purrely monster we're playing, as we are playing 3 Purrely. This is basically the other half of this actual deck for its main monsters. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Purrely card from your deck to your hand, except a quick play spell. You can target 1 Purrely quick play spell in your graveyard, special summon 1 Xyz monster from your extra deck that mentions that card. By using this card you control as material, and if you do, attach that spell to the summoned monster. This is treated as an Xyz summon. You can only use each effect of Purrely once per turn. So basically we have our light and dark, but it is basically just, let's make a rank 2 as fast as possible, utilizing our spells in the graveyard, or using cards that you control as well, which can help out a lot. But before we jump right into our hand traps, there's one other tech card that I'm running, which is 3 Brow Huntsman of the Dark World, because you will be discarding cards through card effects. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, you can draw 1 card, or if this card was discarded from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, draw 2. So basically giving you a little bit of free access to get an extra draw if you need to really get some necessary cards as needed. Now, that's basically all the main deck monsters I'm playing outside of hand traps. For the hand traps, of course, I'm playing 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 2 Nibiru. Now, you can change these ratios however you see fit. Since I'm playing this for a more casual build, I am running the 3 Impermanent, 3 Effect Veiler. If I was looking to play more competitively, I would probably swap the Effect Veilers or the Infinite Impermanences for Mulcharmy Fualos, or something along the line that could further interact or hinder my opponent, such as Ghost Spell or Ghost Ogre. Given that Ghost Ogre can really stop a Yummy Snatchy from activating its effect if you time it correctly, but Ghost Spell can also help prevent things from going back from your opponent's graveyard to their hand, such as against Draco Tail. This deck does have a lot of capability to where you can fit in multiple hand traps as well, so don't feel bad if you only fit in like 10. You can go as far as 15 to 16, but you can also cut it down to a minimum of 9 to 10 as well. This deck, like I said, has a lot of room to grow, so that's what I would recommend you guys taking a look at and seeing how your playstyle best fits with the deck. Anyways, let's hop right in to our main spells, which we're going to be using a lot to really interact with our main Purrely monsters. So, starting off, we got 3 Stray Purrely Street. Your opponent cannot target Purrely monsters you control with card effects. The turn there, special summon. Once per turn, if a face-up Purrely Xyz monsters or monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, special summon 1 Purrely monster from your deck or graveyard. Once per turn during the end phase, you can target 1 Purrely Xyz monster on the field. Attach 1 quick play spell from your deck or graveyard to that monster's material. So this gets you additional cards onto the towers that you're wanting to build or the main cards that you're wanting to really utilize, so you can actually get some recursion back in, but also get some mainstay capabilities such as a spin, a card draw, etc., which can further help your plays. Up next, we're playing 3 My Friend Purrely. You can pay 500 life points, reveal 3 Purrely cards from your deck, except My Friend Purrely, and your opponent randomly picks 1 for you to add to your hand. Also, shuffle the rest into your deck. If a face-up Purrely Xyz monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, even during the damage step, you can add up to 3 Purrely quick play spells with different names from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use each effect of My Friend Purrely once per turn. So this can help you get extra recursion in, but it also lets you get a free search by just basically choosing 3 cards that you really want. So you can utilize them as Xyz materials or for their other effects, and allow you to continue your plays. Next up, we got 3 Purrely Happy Memory. Choose 1 card on the field until the end of the next turn. The first time it will be destroyed by a card effect is not destroyed. After choosing a card, then you can apply the following effect. Discard 1 card, and if you do, special summon level 1 Purrely monster from your deck. A Purrely Xyz monster that has this card as material gains the following effect. This card can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of Purrely Happy Memory attached to it plus 1. So this basically gives us a free summon from our deck, but it also gives us card protection from card effects, and if we're using it as an Xyz material, gives our monster an additional attack, which can help seal out games a lot faster. Next up, we're playing 3 Purrely Pretty Memory. Each player gains 1,000 life points, then you can apply the following effect. Discard 1 card, then if you do, special summon level 1 Purrely monster from your deck. A Purrely Xyz monster that has this card as material gains the following effect. Once per turn, you can send 1 other card you control to the graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls, attach it to this card as material. So this can really help you out as well, because if you have a dead card on the board that you don't want to utilize, you can just send it for cost, and then target 1 card your opponent controls, and attach it to this card as material. Excuse me, you don't send it as cost, you send it as part of the effect, so unfortunately you couldn't trigger the cost effect. But you do get the capability of getting 1,000 life points back, but also getting that free capability to special summon a Purrely as well. Next up, we're playing 2 Purrely Delicious Memory. Choose 1 monster on the field. Until the end of next turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle. After choosing a card, then you can apply the following effect. Discard 1 card, and if you do, special summon level 1 Purrely monster from your deck. A Purrely Xyz monster that has this card as material gains the following effect. Gains 300 attack and defense for each material attached to it. So this basically makes your Xyz monster bigger, but also gives you a little bit more protection on the board, as if you need a battle trick to get you a little bit of protection, it can help out greatly. Next up, we have 2 Purrely Sleepy Memory. The next battle or effect damage you take this turn will become 0. Also, you can immediately apply this following effect. Discard 1 card, and if you do, special summon level 1 Purrely monster from your deck. A Purrely Xyz monster that has this card as material gains the following effect. Once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, you can draw 1 card. So this gives you a little bit of extra card draw. This is why I don't really run the Fwalos in the deck, because it's built-in card draw, especially if it's attached to an Xyz material, or as an Xyz material. This does give you the protection of burn and battle damage if it is necessary, which can help you out a lot, especially if you're facing an OTK kind of situation where your opponent has put a lot of attack points into 1 monster. So that can help out greatly. Then for the one-ofs, I'm playing 1 Called by the Grave for those hand traps and cards you don't really want to deal with. Target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do, until the end of the next turn, its effects are negated, as well as the activated effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. 1 Terraforming to search our Stray Purrely Street, basically allowing us to add a field spell. The 1 for 1 because all our Purrely monsters in the main deck are level 1. And send one level 1 monster from you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, especially one level 1 monster from your hand or deck. And then finally for the 1 trap outside the infinite impermanences is 1 Purrely Yeet. Target 1 Purrely Xyz monster you control, special summon from your extra deck 1 Purrely Xyz monster with a different rank by using that target's material, but return to the extra deck during the end phase of the next turn. This is treated as an Xyz summon, transfers materials to the summon monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target up to 3 Purrely monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. You can only activate 1 Purrely Yeet per turn. So, this card is very helpful for recycling, but it also gives you the capability of basically free rank up if you need to. That's all that I have for the actual main deck, but like I said, there's a lot of room for this deck to be modified, especially if they ever release Purrely Sleep from 2 to 3 and Purrely Delicious Memory from 2 to 3 as well. You do have a lot of other capabilities if you really want to cut the Call by the Grave for a triple tactics talent, the Terraforming for another card, you want to drop straight Purrely Street from 3 to 2. There's a lot of capabilities, as you can see, to further improve or build upon this deck. Anyways, guys, let's hop right into the extra deck, and I can give a little bit more onto what I'm playing there and show you what each card can do. All right, so for our extra deck, of course, we're playing 2 Purrely Noir. 2 level 2 monsters. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card, target 1 card your opponent controls, or up to 2 if this card has a Purrely Sleepy Memory as material, and return that card or those cards to hand. Up to thrice per turn, when you activate a Purrely Quick Play spell card, quick effect, you can attach that card on the field to this card as material. Then you can set 1 Purrely Trap directly from your deck. This basically is a free bounce, which can further help us because while we do have level 1s, we can go into our rank 2s through their helpful effects of the main deck monsters. Next up, I'm playing 2 Purrely Happiness. 2 level 2 monsters. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled, you can add 1 Purrely card from your deck to your hand. Also, if this card battles, this card has Purrely Happy Memory as material, you can have the attack of 1 face-up monster on the field. Up to thrice per turn, when you activate a Purrely Quick Play spell, quick effect, you can attach that card to the field, or on the field, to this card as material. Then you can return 1 spell or trap your opponent controls to the hand. So this can help get around basically spells such as Anycraft Eniopolis. So if it's not on the board when you're attacking, they can't trigger their effects through that. Basically allows you to bounce spells and traps that you don't really want on the board to further help your plays and break through. But it also gives you the capability of lowering a monster's attack, which can help out greatly. Next up, I'm playing 2 Purrely Plump. 2 level 2 monsters. Once per turn, you can target up to 2 spells and traps in the graveyard. Attach them to this card as material. This is a quick effect if this card has Purrely Delicious Memory as material. Up to thrice per turn, when you activate a Purrely Quick Play spell card, quick effect, you can attach that card on the field to this card as material. Then you can banish 1 monster on the field until the end phase. So this basically helps get with board removal, getting us a little extra defense, and also giving us capabilities to get those cards onto this card as extra material, so you can further build up for your bigger boss monsters. Then, of course, I'm playing 2 Purrely Beauty. Once per turn, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negates effects until the end of this turn. This is a quick effect if this card has Purrely Pretty Memory as material. Up to thrice per turn, when you activate a Purrely Quick Play spell card, quick effect, you can attach that card on the field to this card as material. Then you can change the battle position of 1 monster your opponent controls. So outside of being a effect negation, it can also be a way to change cards' attack positions or defense positions so you can do further damage and further interact with your opponent. Now, I would say that if you're looking to cut any, I would probably cut these down to 1 each. Purrely Beauty and Noir are just really beneficial overall, in my opinion. That can further help you out. However, for the big boss monsters, I'm playing 2 Purrely Happiness. 2 level 7 monsters. You can also Xyz summon this card by using a rank 2 monster you control with 5 or more materials. Transfer its materials to this card. During your main phase, you can detach 1 material from this card, and if you do, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation if this card has a level 1 Purrely monster as material. When an attack is declared involving this card that has 5 or more materials, inflict 1500 damage to your opponent. You're really not going into this unless you're trying to seal out the game real quick, as this card can still do a lot of damage, but the mainstay of this is basically you're looking to do as much damage as possible, and you're wanting to finish out the game. This is probably a 1 of instead of a 2 of in a more competitive build, but I still find fun in playing 2 of in case of my opponent ripping it through an extra deck means. Next up, of course, we're playing 2 of the towers, X Purrely Noir. 2 level 7 monsters. You can also see summon this card by using a rank 2 monster you control with 5 or more materials. Transfer its materials to this card. This card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects while it has 5 or more materials. You can detach 2 materials from this card, then target 1 card your opponent controls or in their graveyard, place it on the bottom of the deck. This is a quick effect if it has a level 1 Purrely monster as material. So, outside of being a unaffected towers, it gives you the capability of just targeting a card your opponent controls or in their graveyard and place it on the bottom of the deck, which can further hinder them greatly if they're looking to really get over it. But this also gives you a lot of capability as well to further improve your board and just set up interruption or interaction. Then, of course, we're playing the 1 Super Star Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis. During the turn or the turn after, your opponent special summon 2 or more monsters from the extra deck. You can also see summon this card by using 1 monster you control with the highest attack of your choice if tied. Transfer its materials to this card. If you do, you cannot normal or special summon monsters for the rest of this turn. While this Exceed summon monster is on the field, neither player can activate the effects of monsters with 3,000 or more attack. Once returned, you can detach 1 material from this card. Return 1 monster from the field to the hand. So this can give you a little bit of extra protection, especially if you're afraid of Zeus, given that you have a towers, or if you're looking for something else to really do with your cards on the board. Now, before we hop into the last 2 cards, I do want to give some possible changes that you can do for the deck. Of course, you can cut X Purrely Happiness down to 1 to run these Sky Thunder Zeus, which can help you greatly with board control. The other things that I would recommend doing is probably cutting a E Purrely Happiness and an E Purrely Plump. This way you can run an IP and an SP for Link 2s if you really want to, or just giving you extra room for other cards that you can utilize to further seal out the game. The main reason why I'm playing this is I like this a little bit more pure, and like I said, playing for fun. Now to go into the actual links for the deck, I'm playing 1 Relinquished Anima. It's a level 1 monster, except a token. You can target 1 face-up monster this card points to, equip that face-up monster to this card. You can only use this effect of Relinquished Anima once per turn. This card gains attack equal to the equipped monsters, so it can help out greatly. Nightmare Unicorn. If this card is linked summoned, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 card on the field, shuffle it into the deck. If this card was co-linked when this effect was activated, you can draw 1 card. You can only use this effect of Nightmare Unicorn once per turn. While any co-linked Nightmare monsters are on the field, for your normal draw in your draw phase, draw 1 card for each different card name among those co-linked Nightmare monsters instead of drawing just 1 card. So, even though we're not really using Nightmare Unicorn, in most cases, you can swap it out for a Link Karibo as well. That'll give you extra capability for battle interaction, which can help seal out games as well because your Purrelys are level 1s. But the other thing that I will state is that you do have extra room in this deck, because if I'm counting correctly, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah. So you could cut these to run extra Xyz, you can run fusions or synchros, really, however you see fit, if you want to incorporate other methods into the deck. There was where somebody was running, what were they running? They were running a goofy tech where it was a free special summon level 1 tuner, and then took that, made formula, then went into the Martial Metal Marsher play with the Purrelys, where they can do a lot of different goofy things. But you also have the full capability of just using Purrelys as well as another way to really just bring in your Xyz package a little bit more cleanly, such as an example is going into the Lyrilisk engine, which can help you seal out better games and also allow you to go in for more damage if you really want to, while also offering up an extra body for Zeus. But that's all that I can really recommend for this portion of the deck. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's deck profile. If you did, please go ahead and feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?